And do a few jobs in Euro trucks. I did it play today. Right, we're in the old EAA Map, which is South America. And this is probably some of the last little streams I'll be doing with my little Logitech G920, as tomorrow me new all singing all dancing next level racing stand should be here. I've got me Fanatec wheelbase 2.5 already downstairs waiting to be all set up. I've got a nice big 50-inch TV as well with the stand from Next Level Racing, and all I need to do then, I've also got Track IR. I've got loads of little things to be doing tomorrow, but I thought before I change it all over, I'll do another little stream on Euro just to finish the day off. We're stopping in South America. Just going to try and find out where the job's at. Again, if you're new to my stream here on YouTube, welcome. Oops, as some of you know, I used to have quite a lot of mods on, but due to the fact of having a few issues, I disabled them all and only put the one back on, which is this EAA Map, just to give me a bit more areas to drive around in the map, as driving up and down on the standard maps does get a little bit boring. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and stay, well, I'm starting off in Salvador. I don't want to go back to Europe. We'll take that job on. Take a very long one. Right, where's you put the trailer? That's the question. Is it round the back? Oh, I'm hitting cars already. I ain't doing too good tonight, to be fair. I think I'm a little bit excited about tomorrow. I'm speaking to a couple of guys who own a Fanatec wheelbase. Big thanks to the guys that have helped me out. He's me driving. No wonder I call see. Help if I got some lights on, wouldn't it? I thought something was me. You know what I mean? When you're driving, you think something's wrong. Yeah, it's because I'm driving with no traffic lights on, no headlights on. Anyway, it will be nice as well tomorrow. Actually, having a gear stick that's got a proper reverse, rather than having to press the B key, having to press the key down to actually get reverse. Again, I have got another Logitech gear shifter to replace this one. It was only the reverse gear that was broken not long after having it. Again, the Fanatec one sounds like it's going to last a little bit longer, and it can take a little bit more of a beating than this one did. But like so many of us, I've enjoyed the last 6 months of playing the various games I've got with the G920.
Get ready.
But I thought while I got the money, I thought I'd upgrade
Turn left.
and buy a better wheel setup, and that's what I've done, folks. All I've got to do now is decide which PC I'm going to put it on, because I've got everything already on this, i.e. the games. It's a better spec PC. It's got a better graphics card, processor, memory and all that kind of jazz. And I've also got my shaker kit on it, and if I transfer it all over to another PC, I've then got to configure everything like that. So what I can basically
Keep
do
left and then turn
is
left.
get rid of all the mods that I ain't going to be using,
Turn left.
which in my case is unfortunately all the natural looks, pro mods. Again, I would love to use them, but for some reason the PC don't like them. So I'm just happy with what I've got at the moment. It works well. No, I'm getting no crashing. As a few streams I'd be playing along and then all of a sudden the game had just closed down on me, which of course when you're sitting here and you're trying to drive and you know trying to get into the game, you might be playing for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then all of a sudden it crashes. I was getting a little bit fed up, to be fair, with it. So by putting this EAA Map on, it's fine. Again, the tracking should be a little bit better as well, more consistent with my head movements. I've actually gone the full on and bought the Track IR Pro cap as well, so I shall be wearing a cap. I've spent some money the last couple of days on accessories for the game, like, and I could have gone through the other one, but again, you see it does everything different. Now, I've never played these kind of games on big TVs yet, so tomorrow will be a whole new experience for me in playing the games, as I've only played them on this 29-inch ultra-wide LG monitor that I bought last year. So hopefully, depending on where it is, when I'm putting everything, I'm hopefully trying to get it behind me. I've got a few cabinet things, plastic cabinet behind me, and if I can move them somewhere else in the bedroom or take them to a different room, once I push this chair in what I'm sitting on now, I should hopefully be able to get the rig. But again, until I've actually got it and built it all, I can't say exactly where I'm putting it. But if not, it'll go at the bottom of my bedroom. Again, my bedroom ain't very big. It's long, but I ain't got the width, so I'm restricted really. But I want to try and keep it as close to this PC as possible if I can. That way, all the things like my shaker kit, pushing, can just be took off this noble chair I'm sitting on, popped into the cockpit kind of chair that comes with the Next Level Racing GT standards, and away I go. I ain't got to start configuring anything. Anything I've got to do is just put a lead from my video card into the back of this 50-inch telly, which is now downstairs. So all being well, it should work. Again, it's going to get the same frame rates as I'm getting now, which is 60 frames a second. Again, you know, it's probably as much as some of the video monitors that you can buy. Video monitors, PC monitors should I say, but for the price of an half decent monitor. Again, I'm getting the best of both worlds. I'm also getting the facility of a telly, so it's as good as. Now, it's always me when I play this game. It always seems to be night deliveries. It's night time here in the UK, and my deliveries at the night time as well. But it's been a long time coming with this Logitech, with this Fanatec gear. I thought I'd never see the day of owning one. I've had a little bit of help getting the stuff I need as well. I think we all need a little bit of help.
Go straight up.
But it's like anything else in the world, it's an investment, even though it is for pleasure. Them, as it says on the box, they are a toy. I mean, taking nothing away from Logitech, it ain't a toy. It's done its job. It's got me into what I'm doing. I mean, I've bought quite a few new games. In the last couple of days, I've bought Assessa Corsa Competizione. I've also bought Dirt Rally 2.0. Bought all the DLCs for
Keep
that.
left and then turn right.
So, you know, once it's all up and running,
Turn right.
I can really get into some good streams and, you know, share with yourselves all the gameplay. I think it's going to give me a little bit more extra confidence knowing that the system I've bought, oh, where's he going? I thought it was a road with it. Went into one, sorry God, I'd hate him. As I said, like, give me a little bit more confidence. Now, I did want a different style F1 wheel, but the one Fanatec had got, which was the F1 219
right,
or
and then exit right.
another kind of F1 wheel, they hadn't got in stock. So rather than wait until the end of
right.
September, I think it is, when the next one comes available, the next shipment of them all, I've gone for the F1 Esports wheel. Again, for what I need it for, it should do the job. Up. Let's get into gear, Russ. I must say the wheels are a lot bigger than this little Logitech I'm on. Even the Fonza wheels that come with the unit. Again, I'll do official unboxing tomorrow. All I've done is just had a quick look to make sure that everything's in the box. I opened up the Club Sport V2.5. I left that in the box. I had a little bit of a funny situation this morning. Now, bearing in mind I'm based here in the UK, and of course Fanatec's in Germany, so their couriers for the delivery is Ups, and the guy come from Ups this morning. He delivered 5 boxes of 6. Of course, I've had the bundle, the Fonza bundle, and of course with the F1 wheel. Anyway, delivered everything barring the pedals. So I'm thinking, well, okay, you will just deliver 5 items. Where's my 6th one? So, of course, quickly having a little look on the boxes, I was missing the pedals. So I'm thinking, well, you could really have a racing setup without any pedals. I was missing the V3 pedals. But fair dues to the guy that from Ups. He says, if I find it, I shall come back and I'll deliver your missing package. He says, but your money signing for 5. Anyway, 10 minutes later, my door knocked again, and he says, I found your package. The guys who do their wagons of the morning I'd actually put my box a bit
Go straight on.
further on the wagon instead of putting all the boxes together as they should have been.
Go straight on.
They put my box in the wrong position, so when he'd gone to pick my order up, he could only see 5 and not the 6. So the guy had to make 2 journeys to my house this morning. So that helped me getting onto the phone to Fanatec and saying, or I was just about to get onto the phone to Ups and say, what's happening? Where's my other 1 parcel? It's got 6 on the website. That's supposed to be delivered. So that was a godsend. And of course I had my nice big telly delivered. That went flawlessly. And again, I've had a few little other things come to put it all nice and neat and everything. I've bought the Next Level Racing mat. So once because I'm going to be using it with the casters, it's got wheels on, so because sometimes I have to move around things in the room, I can just wheel it into position. And of course same with the single monitor stand as well, that comes with wheels. So I've got a little bit of things to do unboxing tomorrow, depending on space and whatever. I might do the video where I actually build the Next Level Racing. There is a lot of videos out on there building them. The only thing I couldn't really find, right, is nobody actually putting together the Fanatec wheelbase onto any deck. Yeah, a lot of people have reviewed the Club Sport V2.5, but nobody's actually showed you fitting it. Now again, unknowing to me, does the Next Level Racing stand come with all the appropriate screws for me to fix the base and the pedals and the shifters, or does that come from Fanatec? Again, not taking it apart yet or opening the boxes, I ain't sure, but nobody who owns one has really covered that or stated, look, it comes with your wheelbase, or it comes with the stands that you purchase. I mean, to be fair, when I've got a GT Omega Apex stand, what I'm in at the moment, and everything come with that screws wise. So I'm assuming Next Level, them recommended company, they've got a good track history. They are just a fly-by-night company, so I'm assuming they've got all the screws for me to connect the Fanatec. If anybody out there does watch this stream and owns a Fanatec or a Next Level Racing GT style stand, I would appreciate some feedback. Again, it might be too late because I might have already built it and connected it all up by the time somebody replies to this video. But you never know, this is YouTube and people from different countries or different destinations around the world watch at different times. But just chill out a little bit tonight, because tomorrow and Friday I'm going to be busy days for me. And again, I even got a little bit confused with Fanatec's website. It does state before you actually put it on a system, do the updates, then turn it on before you actually plug everything in. But of course, for the Fanatec V2.5 wheelbase, they've got 2 sets of drivers. Now, you'd think in the world of social media, I posted 14 hours ago a message on Facebook in their message, because you can private message them. So I private messaged Fanatec and I just stated, can you help me please? I need, which of the drivers do I require? There's 2 versions, I think it's 311 and 328, So, assuming the higher number would be the one to use. but they don't state that that is a new one. Anyway, so you go and spend like 1,600 quid with them, and then 12 hours later they post something advertising something on their Facebook, but they ain't got the time just to say to people, yeah, it's this one, thank you very much for purchasing, blah blah blah. I think that's quite poor, that is. I mean, don't expect people to jump for you, but I've even contacted them on Twitter as well, again addressed the same issue, and then Boston Media, a guy from Australia who's a fellow YouTuber, streamer, cracking guy, and another YouTuber called BC, that's his name on YouTube. They tell me which ones to go for, so fair play to you guys, thank you very much for putting me right with that. Apparently the V328 drivers are beta, or they've come out of beta stage, so now that's the ones I've got to use. As again with the Logitech, you just put Logitech software on, but it's a little bit harder with the Fanatec. You've actually got to upgrade the drivers, and of course you've got to do that dreaded thing where I absolutely hate, and that's do firmware updates via the updates when you put everything on. And I hate flashing firmwares, just in case you have a power surge or something might go off. You know, I'll be glad when I've gone through all that stage tomorrow and I've got it to work. Again, centering the wheel, got to learn all how to do the programming of the wheel. I've got to say they have got some videos on there, but again, there's no actually talking, it's just more showing than actually speaking. So, you know, again, I suppose being German, just showing you covers everybody's basis sort of thing. But again, it's good that there's some good people out on the internet, especially on YouTube, that have got these items already and then willing to help people like myself out. So I do appreciate the help, guys, what you've helped me today. Again, I'm sure if I do get stuck, that these guys would take the time to put me right. I mean, I ain't clueless when it comes to dabbling with anything with a PC, but the last thing I want to do is breaking it, and if I could get in contact with Fanatec via social media in 2019, I'm never going to be able, you know, and I don't fancy having to ring up and speak to them directly on a phone. Again, it's all money, and if you've got to ring Germany, especially here from the UK, Christ knows what the phone bill would be like ringing international calls. So touch wood, everything should be fine tomorrow. There's a lot to take in, but I am really looking forward to playing some of these games which especially designed for like the F1 wheel. I mean, I really played F1 2019 for a few weeks due to the fact I couldn't get into it with a round wheel. I'm not saying it could be played with a round wheel, because it can, but you know, it's going to be a different ball game playing it with the proper shape, and you can get the degrees right and everything. The Fonza wheel, I think that should just be like a run-of-the-mill sort of wheel with the Xbox thing you actually put on top of it. I don't know the actual name. Oh, right, it's time to slow down a bit now. Now this is what you get in this EAA map. Christ knows where they got them textures from. Sometimes you get on uneven roads. Now, before I had physics mods on this Euro trucks, unknowing to me, CSC software had upgraded their physics and I turned them all down. Yeah, So me thinking I've enabled the physics by moving the sliders all the way across, I was making the truck more stable, preventing me from rocking and rolling and, you know, actually tipping over. So when I brought the sliders back, so less is going to be more physics, the opposite way round. So I put them all halfway. I did go brave and put them right at the start, and I think they last 30 seconds before I tip the wagon over, and that's going at slow speed. So it just shows, folks, that they have done the job. Now you probably could lose it again. It is a bit of a challenge because I'm actually sitting on my shaker kit cushion, so not only am I feeling that little bit of a judder through the Logitech, I'm also feeling it through the cushion, which vibrates as well. So now going back to stuff for tomorrow, if I've got to put all this on a brand new PC or a different PC, I've either got to buy another license from SRS Shaker Kit to use the software, or I lose the benefit of having the Shaker Kit on this PC if I don't fancy sitting in the cockpit. So, you know, you can release the license from, it does state I can take the license out of this PC and then add the Shaker Kit to another PC. So I don't see the point in paying another £45 just to get the license twice. Again, I would buy another one, but I think it's Boston Media who's got it himself. If I've got your name wrong, I do apologise, but he's got the V3 motion for the next level racing. Again, it is priced up a little bit at £2,200 here in the UK, just for a bit of a shaking feeling. But watching his videos, I'll drop a link in this description at the end of the video to go and check out his video with the motion system on. I think he's also got a book kicker connected as well. So if I can save up £2,000, I mean, yeah, £2,000 is a lot of money still these days, but you can go and spend that on quite a lot of things these days. £2,000 don't seem a lot how it used to be. It is if you ain't got it, like, and I definitely ain't got it now after buying all the setup. I mean, it's cost over £3,000 just as it is now. I mean, alone, just the track IR cost 201 quid, 350 quid for the 50-inch telly, £1,600 for the Fanatec gear. Again, extension leads, USB cables, 4K HDMI cables, they all add up. What else have I bought? The mat, the hat. You know, so, you know, when you start tallying all the money up, you know, it's just over the £3,000 mark. So having to go and shell out another 2,200 so I can just share, rattle and roll would have been a little bit brand, trying to get a little another £2,000. So it gives me something to work for in my job, because at the end of the day I'm going to benefit and I'm going to enjoy my gameplay even more. I mean, on Boston Media's videos, the sensation, and on Next Level Racing's own promotion videos of it, and even better, you can also buy at a later stage. Again, I check the price out of that, but it's sort of like where the actual stand fits in some grooves and it slides you left and right, sort of like when you're turning. So you've also got the motion of moving left and right, just the chair, and then when you add this new part on, what they've just come out with, or it might have been a bit longer, I'm not too sure, it moves the whole rig, yeah, except for like the TV stand. It don't move that, but it just moves the whole rig. Your chair's rocking and rolling with the thing underneath, and of course if you've got a butt kicker, in my thing it would be my shaker kit, so that has got to be a great feeling. Again, as I said in one of my streams the other night, the only thing I haven't got now would be a VR headset. But again, buying the Tobii Eye tracking, oh, see, now that I ain't moving, why does that veer her off that way? I'll be glad tomorrow when I try this Track Eye, alright. My friend's got it, Travis has got it as well, one of my fella subscribers who I've subscribed to as well. And Travis says it's good, my friend says it's good. Again, I won't go on about Tobii Eye tracking. I think I've made enough complaints about it. It does do the job, but it ain't right enough. It needs a little bit more messing about with curves and that. Where seeing my friend set up his Track IR Pro 5, I think it is, it's just simple, and it did the job from the off. So all being well, it should do it for me. But again, this is me and nothing goes right. But I'm more likely going to put this on a brand new PC, because this computer was built for photography, and to be fair, since I've been gaming, my photography's took a drop back. I ain't doing as much work as I should be. I've got a boatload of images to sort through, so if I've got one PC to do my artwork on and other bits I do videos, again, if anybody's into photography or want to check out my other channel, it's on the main page of here. Of course, everything's Blitz related. It's Blitz photography and production. There's some of my artwork on there, videos as well, using Photoshop, and also using other Adobe products like After Effects Premium Pro, Adobe Auditions. I go through the whole Adobe range, and I've just gone past my destination.
You have arrived at your destination.
Yeah.
Your route guidance is now finished.
So I've got to do a U-turn, an unofficial one. Where it will be nice just to concentrate back into some of the photography work. But it's also nice at the end of the day, once you've come in and relax, turn on another PC and enjoy the benefit of a complete utter new system like the Fanatec. I'm really looking forward to it. I wish I could win the lottery and buy my good friend one. Again, he was the guy that got me into what I'm doing now, as he said to me, "Oh, you've got to get Euro trucks. You'll enjoy it, I think." And to be fair, when I first bought this game, I thought, nah, it's ain't for me. I do like my shoot up games, and that's all I used to play. I was never no good at any driving. I'm gonna have to go out for the number 2 view. Like I'll be doing. I'm having trouble parking this. Jeez, I'm making a right pig's ear of it. But it was one of my strong points, anything to do with driving. Again, you am driving with a pad rather than a steering wheel. And I say, I've only been doing this since December of last year. I think it was a couple of weeks before Christmas I bought the Logitech. So I have been streaming long, Matter of fact, I've never streamed a live game before December. I've been on YouTube for over 20 years, but I've never actually used any of the facilities of going live and doing anything. I've uploaded up-team videos on two other, well, the Blitz photography one, and one I had many years ago called M&R Productions. Again, that's another one of my sites with all my artwork on and jobs I've done for people. So, but I've never gone live. Ah dear. Shall we do that one? You know what, folks, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to make that my last stream of the night. So it's a nice big long job across the world. Let's find out where this is on the thing. So does it mean I'm driving round? No, it's up this corner. Just got to back it up. But I really do enjoy coming on here and sharing my gameplay with you all. Again, you get to meet and socialise with people from all over the world, which is a good thing. You also pick up tips and stuff from other fellow users on YouTube, which I enjoy. Again, and if I can, I've always said, if I can help anybody out with my knowledge, then, you know, I enjoy doing that as well, because there's nothing worse than getting stuff, being stuck and think, oh man, I wish I knew what I was doing. If I can help anybody out with a good art, I will do. Right, let's help get some daylight anyway and get this game with a bit of sun. Again, the graphics look is not natural looks, I wish it was. It's a little mod by Franklin, which you can get on Steam Workshop. Again, it's supposed to give you some change in the weather, you know, like the sunsets and stuff like that. Nowhere near as good as natural looks, but again, it's better than having nothing. So I'm going to slow down because I spotted these big potholes. Of course, that's what they're trying to replicate, potholes in the road. And Brazil is supporting quite a lot of them. Now this is going to take us to quite a few countries on this 52-hour trip. Again, I did try and say I was going to stop in Brazil, but of course, if there's no other job, I fancy driving to another courier or haulage company trying to get a job, I may as well take this, make it a decent stream here tonight. Oh, here we go again. You gotta love it here. When you go over these potholes. Again, you don't see this kind of textures in any of the Euro Truck's original game, and I think it does add a bit of realism, even though it's a bit over the OTT with how many holes there is. I mean, but I do enjoy the different bumpy road surfaces. I mean, when I go on gravel, geez, that's a sensation and a half when I'm driving over that. And then you'll get on a bit of flat where it's nice and shiny and you don't feel no difference whatsoever. I don't even have the cushion register until I go over some rumble strips or something, or I'll get a little bit close to the central reservation or the hard shoulder. Then I, you know, if I catch the back wheels, which is normally like the trailer bit, I can activate that and, you know, it's like a rumbling. I mean, you can set it up, the shaker kit where you get the, you know, like the engine ticking over. That sort of vibrates. You can vibrate that really too much, but again, you sort of lose the feeling of when you pick up the other bits, like the gear changes, the acceleration and deceleration. I mean, tomorrow, once I've got it all set up, I'll go through my setup with this all and show you what I'm running. I mean, the spec of my PC is on the bottom of this description anyway, due to I am using OBS to screen capture this game at the moment. I'm using Nvidia's own via my graphics card through the Nvidia Experience. It's easier for me. I can just press, I think it's F8, write the description of the game I'm playing, enable the microphone. Again, I run two webcams. That's another thing I've bought for the new setup. I've got two not expensive webcams. I think they cost about £12. Again, 1080p, and again, it's only streaming games. I'm sure you don't want to see my face all the while, but just to like sort of interact with you guys. I mean, I've got a new headset with a microphone, and again, how the PC is situated, what I'm on now, all them connections are a little bit hard to reach on the fly, as my PC sits on a, I can't think of the name of the desk I bought it from IKEA, and it's got like a cutout where you push yourself into the desk. There is actually the name of it. Again, cracking little desk, not too big, not too small, it's just about right. Does the job. I mean, I built my last one I built myself, lasted for years. It was 2 cabinets, and I went to B&Q. If anybody's from the UK, it's like a garden centre that sells a bit of everything, and of course you can buy different wood tops and stuff from there. And I just got me a piece of wood to go on the top, that fancy thing to cover up the rough edges of the wood after they'd cut it for me. Again, they cut it for you to size, and I had 2 cabinet tops. I'm going to put in the piece on. I made my own PC desk, and it was a good PC desk. I'd got 6 drawers, 3 either side, but I was missing some shelves. I wanted some shelves. I wanted a couple of shelves on inside the PC, and I wanted a shelf over the top. So when I started searching for workstations, this is what come up. Again, like I always say to anybody, if you do want to purchase something, just think somebody somewhere in the world has made a review or purchased it and wrote up what it's like and its cons and pros. So I did my research with that, and I went and fetched me one from IKEA. Again, a little bit tricky to assemble on your own, the desk was. I got biggish fingers, so anything nimble tends to be a problem, and I dropped one of the screws, and luckily the tubing is hollow, because I would have had to take the whole desk apart to get my screw back. But luckily when I picked up the desk, the screw dropped out the bottom, and I was so relieved, because I don't fancy trying to take it all apart just to get one screw out that I needed to fix the desk to. But after that, it's a solid desk. It's built to last. All the stuff on space-wise I needed. The shelf at the top of it's full. Again, I used to use my other monitor, which is now here at the side of me. I did buy an arm, one of them hydraulic arms. Again, going back to setup tomorrow, if I do put the PC and the new setup here, that means all I have to do is, rather than use the other monitor downstairs on the PC what it's on now, I can just whip out the HDMI lead. I've got another one exactly the same and I can just turn it on, and then I can get the monitor here if the low light's facing down this way. Again, it'll all come down to how long it is and how much space I've got. I've got a rough idea because the mat that comes with the Next Level Racing, as I've seen on videos what other YouTubers and reviewers have done, the actual console itself, I'll call it a console or stand, does not fill the length of the whole mat. So if the mats don't go out the border or length that I've got available, then I know I should get everything sort of behind me. But that way I hope it does fit like that. It'll save me having to spend more money getting another TV up. I mean, I've got an old Dell 24-inch here. I've had it now 20 years. It was my very first, no, I'll tell a lie, I bought this in about 2006, so it's getting on a bit. I thought it'd get up the ghost the other day, and to find out it was a Logitech's finest basic HDMI cable that had gone wrong. I mean, I can't remember the number of the Dell. It's years old. Again, nothing fancy. It's just a simple Dell monitor. Again, tomorrow when I do the unboxing of the stuff, and say if I do show you how I assemble everything, I'll show you what my setup's like now on the desk I've got, or workstation, and I will find the names out of everything that's I own and all the specs and stuff. So it's about time I did one. I've gone past that newbie stage over 6 months now, so I'll get a guided tour of the stuff. I have looked online at this Next Level Racing box. My God, it seems absolutely huge. Some guy had bought one for his young kid, and the size of the box, again, you have got the chair in the box, so of course that's going to make the box even bigger. But I don't even think I'm going to get the box through my front door when the delivery comes tomorrow. I might have to actually take all the parts out on my front garden just to get it in the house. Yeah, so hopefully it will rain tomorrow rain in the UK, but again, it is the UK and we have more rain I think than any other country. Why people want to move to our country is beyond me.
Go straight on.
I'd be out of the UK, give me somewhere it's nice and warm.
Turn right.
Something must be really attracting people to the UK. Anyway, it ain't too warm now tonight. It has been a little bit warmer the last few days. It tends to have gone a bit cooler tonight, even though I've still got my fan blaring just to keep me cool. So when I come on, I've long jumped out of a nice red hot shower. Now, this is what I love with this game, with these mod for the cars and that. How they slow you straight down, and then as soon as you've slowed down, they speed off, and you don't see them gone. Again, I hate air horsing, as we call it, or going fast. I will make up this time. If I've got an open road and rail car there, I'm going to sit there driving mega slow. Now I catched a tweet. I've tweeted this message this morning about some speed limit that's been added to Truckers MP. Some guy was moaning about the speed limit being set to a limit. I think that is a fantastic idea on Truckers MP, because they will have so many idiots driving stupidly, spoiling everybody's gameplay the way some of them drive. Not discriminating everybody, but some of the people that drive that game, and you know, me and my friend have done two-man convoy, just me and him, and you've been streaming for 3 hours, and then somebody will come along and crash into you on purpose. Again, it's still crash into you at slower speeds, but oh man, some of these that come up, again, some don't play with wheels. Again, you expect a little bit of lag and stuff like that if them drop. You can always seem to tell somebody's driving with a pad the way they control. If you am behind them, if you am lucky to be behind somebody, you seem to drive the truck a bit more in line with the wheel rather than a pad. Again, I've never experienced this game with a pad, and I have no intentions at all. Again, I think this game did start out for pad users, but what is it I've got one game anyway where you do a little bit of driving. It's a shoot me game, it's like an army game, and you have to do some say Far Cry 5. It's something based on that. It's Wildlands, that's the one it is. It's Wildlands, and you do a bit of driving on that, and of course I think you can do it with a wheel, but the game's got your Xbox controller anyway, and to drive that now, coming from driving with this Logitech wheel, I can't do it. I cannot do Wildlands driving. I'm off the road and crashing. Me and my friend and his brother play it religiously, and again, when all three of us have got time off from our jobs, I will do a 3-man stream. Again, using OBS, I can capture all us on Skype. There's some fandangly new setting. Again, I'm going back to, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a plugin where, yeah, just type it into OBS. Once you downloaded the plugin, it picks it up. You choose the person's name if they're on your Skype account. Skype sort of do this new plugin, wang it into OBS, and it screens that person, screen myself of course because I'll be hosting it, and screen the other friend's brother, and we'll have a 3-person game stream. Again, there might be a few chosen words I call. Guarantee that my friends are not going to use any bad language. I have warned them. I do try and keep this channel as clean as possible. Sometimes I do get a bit frustrated myself. So, you know, discretion, watch this at discretion, but no, I do try and keep it clean, because again, at the end of the day, if young people are watching the channel, that's the last thing they want to hear is somebody bad mouthing. There's enough people on YouTube that use chosen words all the while. Again, some people sort of flock to them kind of users. The more bad words they use, the more people want to go and view their content. They'll see the sense in that, but never mind. Everybody to their own. Anyway, what we got? Again, this EAA map. Again, it's like, to me, it's like driving in America. There ain't a great deal to see, but again, it's absolutely huge. It's going to take me quite a long time to cover all this map, but it does. I think the only difference with this and going into American trucks is we've got roundabouts in Brazil, where in America itself you've got no roundabout. I think there's one roundabout in American trucks, if my memory, if I remember. I think it's got one out of the whole game. Again, it's one of them games I don't play a lot of American trucks. It's only because it ain't got enough going on. It just seems to be straight roads, and I tend to start going off to sleep. I really do. Of take nothing away from the game. It is a good. It's like this, but there's more to do in Euro trucks. I think that's why everybody does play Euro more than American. But again, it is nice to have a change at times. I think, you know.
Goes straight up.
Advertisements. I'll have a look at that when I stream it back in. I never even know they've got a YouTube channel. I'm struggling to get up that hill. Again, I'm only driving a 6-speed man truck. I have gone from using 12 and 16 speed ones again, due to the fact where you've got to keep swapping the buttons on the Logitech over, and again getting the wrong gears. My friend says try a 6-speed. I only drive 6 speeds, and he seems to do fine. So I thought, you know, as they would say, in for a pound, in for a penny, and I'm alright. And I like the man truck. Again, it's a decent truck, the brand new coin in the game. Because I'm putting the Tobii Eye tracking bar to sort of semi-redundant, it seems to be working a bit better. Although before I come on the stream, I did slow it down. It seemed to be going a little bit too fast, and again, with a couple of videos I've done about the Tobii Eye tracking, less is best. The more you set the sliders in this game. Now I will state, for anybody that does play this with the Tobii Eye tracking, again, I hadn't read the website as good as I thought I had. You have to enable Tobii Eye tracking's own software. CSC software now have totally integrated this fully, so when you go in, when you first installed your Tobii Eye tracking to play Euro trucks and American, you had to do what was called a V-joystick virtual reality plugin to get Euro trucks to work. That is not the case anymore now. So you can, if you've got that on your system, and of course if you don't use it for any other game, and again with the Tobii Eye tracking, the VJoy virtual joystick or plugin was the only games I had to use that for. You can uninstall it. Again, also the Tobii Eye tracking hub has got a setting where it boots up. When you boot your PC up, it will start it automatically. Just disable it. So, or just cancel the exe file in your system tray, because you could have that working as well as the Euro trucks and American trucks configuration in the game. It conflicts with it, so turn it off. Once you've done that, for the first time round in both games, you will have Euro trucks and American trucks come up and say you've got a plug-in missing. When you get to the controls setup, whichever you've got, which is either a wheel or you're using a pad, because of having that virtual joystick plug-in, you need to tell it now it's a lost, or you are trying to search for it. Just disable it by doing the drop down, and the first option is none. Just set it to none in both games, and again you will see that again. That's only the first time round. Once you've done that, then you've got to go into the controls here on Euro trucks and American trucks to set your Tobii bar, and I've had many an hour tweaking it and doing this and doing that. Tobii Eye tracking was good enough to send me a link. They did get back to me and says, look, here's the how to do this and that regarding the new integration from CS Software for this game with their use of the Tobii bar. Again, it is a lot of bit messing about. There is room for improvement where they could upgrade it, where you can move your head and I can see what was going on. But again, it's better than nothing. So my tip for anybody that's using it, and I know there's a few people that have contacted me who are having difficulty getting their tracking bars, less is best. So if you're starting from the left when you're in the control panel module in this game or in American, is because Tobii can use the head and the eye gaze tracking, we've got the best of both worlds. But if you set, again, it's total preferences of your own. I like to use more of my eye control rather than use my head. So I set the eyes to a little bit, and then where the eyes don't pick up quick enough, the head then does. So here I've got mine at the moment. I mean, it ain't worth me showing the settings because it's set for me and how I prefer it. So, you know, I mean, I'll tell you what, once I've done this job, I will quickly show you what my controls am at the moment. Again, it'll all change tomorrow with the track IR. And to be fair, the only reason that the Tobii Eye bar will do what I need is because it's only recommended for a certain sized screen. So 50 inches of screen ain't gonna work. I 100% sure, but I don't think it goes over a 30-inch monitor or 30-inch display. Yeah, it might be give and take. So me only having a 29-inch ultra wide was just ample enough. You know, I always say this to people: before you buy anything, please read you know, the manufacturer's websites. Again, a few people that have contacted me and says, well, this don't work on my screen. I mean, one guy contacted me and said like it don't work on his curved. Well, this is a straight bar. You ain't gonna get that on a curved screen. So again, you do your homework and you do read the website before you purchased it. So, you know, sorry to say, you've only got yourself to blame, and you've just spent I think it's about 140 UK pounds on the bar. Again, it's a shame really that you've probably wasted your money, or you could get it to work as you should, because of course it's what comes in the kit when you buy the Tobii Eye tracking is two very small thin magnets, one end sticky, so of course that'll fit to your monitors or your other display. They give you a spare one and you sort of put it in the center of your monitor, which is what you do, and the Tobii bar itself has got the other end of a magnet on, which then sort of clips into little grooves on the way it's designed. It goes round and the same on the bottom bit, and it just fits in and it does stay there. It don't move or anything. It's sturdy enough. Again, I have knocked the screen a few times where it's just slightly dropped off. It's held on really solid, but you know, as long as you don't sort of move your desk or knock it, it should stay where it's been put on. I mean, the other part, rather than lose it, because I'm only about that long and very thin, I've stuck it to, I think it's a 40-inch television stuck on the wall, and that is already connected up to this PC. Well, it would be if I put my HDMI lead in. The HDMI is plugged into the telly, it just needs to have the HDMI plugged into the back of the card on the graphics card. But I was going to try to see if it would work on the 40. But of course the issues I have with trying to keep it as steady as possible, and I don't like wearing wires, hence why I've had the Track IR Pro. You can just wear that cap. Again, that's going to be a whole new experience, because I've got a tendency to break things with wires, where sometimes you forget you're wearing headsets, speakers or headphones. I've gone through that many pairs in the last 20 odd years. I could probably open my own repair shop for headphones. Again, I've got a pair of Sennheisers. My own set and broke, so I bought my dad a set as well. So since my dad passed away, everything what he had has now become mine, bless him. And my dad looked after it. I mean, not that I don't look after it, but I'm just one of these people that move, oh shit, you've pulled the wire out, or the little jack on the end tends to break first. And I've never been one for wearing headsets with the mic on, but I needed a new keyboard, again another mouse. So what I've done is I've bought a complete headset, and I wanted, especially for Euro, I watch people how they fly around the map and, you know, get some good angles if they make any promotion videos. I think it's Mark Armstrong. He got a little numbery paddy thing from Amazon, but I thought, well, for £4, that's fine. I don't know if you could use that as a button box as well, kind of thing. I ain't 100% sure. I don't know if you can configure number keys. Again, I ain't sure. Right, where am I going? Am I going down there? Oh, I'm going down here. Help if I turn. Carried away here, guys. But for the price of the keyboard, a mouse, and a mouse mat, so it's all singing, all dancing. Now let me just go round here, turn it round. I think I've missed the turning. Right, which one are we going up? I'm hoping it's going to be this one. Please say so it is. Yeah. There's nothing worse than going on the wrong ship or boat or ferry to the destination. Anyway, I was saying about Mark Armstrong, another great, fantastic YouTuber. I enjoy watching him and his dad do their streams. No, I think that's where we're heading. I will take that one anyway. I think it is, because we're going through all Germany and all that too, where we're going. But Mark had got the box, and then because he's got a similar keyboard to me, not a top of the range one, just a simple little tiny keyboard, because when I wanted, again with Euro, you need a keyboard to activate certain things. Now I'd got some armrests what I had with my old PC desk. Again, I was on a couple of £100 PC chair, very uncomfortable, no really good arm supports. I was having a touch of back pain because of the sitting, doing the hours while doing my photography. So I went and purchased a decent chair from Noble with lumbar support, and like I said in one of my streams, for comfort, it's the best thing since sliced bread. I've gone to sleep on it. Well, I fell asleep on it and had probably a better night's sleep than actually getting into bed. The only thing I've suffered with the next morning, because your legs say supported. Again, once I've got a wheel in the way, it does come with a footstool if you purchase it. But for like comfort, I can just sit here, I can recline it really back, I can tilt it back. It's heaven. I mean, when I'm at work all day, and I've been running about for 12 hours plus in my job, it's a lot of standing. So I come home, change me, I have a shower, and I just want to just fall into this seat and like, nice cup of tea, nice vape, job's a good one. So going back to the armrests,
keep right.
they was just on the side doing nothing. Them on like a clamping system where they clamp onto any tubing or anything. So I got me a cheap little keyboard from Amazon, USB. Again, mouse out brilliant. I think it cost less than 10 quid for the complete lot. That was the mouse and the keyboard. And I velcroed the keyboard using a vaping plastic box to get the angle up a bit. A sort of DIY Blue P to do it yourself job. And that's my keyboard. But because the keyboard was cheap and cheerful, as I call it, it has got no number pad on. So it has got the numbers, but them across the top, like with your function keys, but no dedicated numbers. Now again, thanks to Mark showing like that, I think it was about 4 or 5 quid he said on his video when he did his room tour of his equipment for 4 quid. I could have done that and kept this keyboard, but you know,
Keep left.
when you
And then turn left.
you buy all new stuff, you tend to, you know, buy all new again. So I can keep my Sennheisers for this PC, and I can just have like the hold on, bugger the queue. That's the ones I've bought. Nothing fancy. What they're called, I think it's Magic Eagle. That does light up. I don't know if it changes colour. It's a like, you know, your top of the range ones. I don't know what the mic's like yet till tomorrow. As I said, I could plug the mic in because I could get at the. I can if I go underneath my PC and get on my backside to get the leading, but I am about to do that. But so I don't know what the sound's going to be like. I mean, I'm going through a boom mic here at the moment. Again, Amazon's finest condenser mic with a little preamp, which I thought, and that was another thing yesterday, with moving my PC from one wall, turning it completely around to the opposite wall. I've lost my LEDs on me. There's a little blue LED telling me that the preamp is working. For some reason that's gone now, and I thought, oh, here we go. Again, I have got a spare one because I bought my dad exactly the same. Whatever, when my dad was alive, whatever I bought for my PC, when it like audio or headphones, I always bought the same, even with keyboards and everything. So basically, I'd always got a backup if I needed it, you know. My dad did use his PC, not an heavy PC user. I mean, my dad was 70 when he passed away, which was like May this year. So, you know, in that age group, he really as he used to put, I'm a 1940s kid, so he was born in the 1940s. So
Underground now. Take the first.
in 1949, I think my dad was born in. So there was no keyboards or computers back in his day.
Exit now.
But I always said if I could learn my dad anything to do with PCs, I could learn anybody. Because I've spent hours and hours, my dad would shout, Russ, this ain't working, Russ, this ain't working. I'd be up and downstairs like a blue horse fly. I'd say to him, Mark, when my dad used to work in a job where he had to rely on a computer to do his job, how he got through nearly 30 years working in the same job on a computer, I couldn't understand why he'd come home and struggle with Windows 10, but he could be at work all day doing his job and have no problems. Computer's a computer. I think it was just the software. He was so familiar with the software he was using on the PC at work. But, you know, he used to struggle a little bit when he got home. But the more time I spent with him, explaining to him again in a way he'd understand because of his age, the calls from downstairs tended to stop, and I'd have to keep running up and downstairs like I used to, you know. And it sounds silly, guys, but them little silly little things like that you do tend to miss when they've passed away. I miss my old man shouting me. If it were him complaining about something wrong with the PC, we both started vaping, packed up cigarettes. I packed up a lot of things. I packed up in drinking. I were a heavy drinker, but I used to have a good session on a Sunday night. That'd probably last me the whole week just in one night. I packed all that up, concentrated on my photography, and that's where I went. Closed the world off. I learned how to do everything with Adobe Photoshop, and this is what I intend to do with this gaming. Especially now I've got the Fanatec gear, I intend to better myself with the racing. I mean, I've really enjoyed the last couple of days trying to achieve the race lines. Again, I must admit I do struggle when it comes to doing the race lines, but that last video I did on a set of Corsa Competizione at Silverstone, I'd played a couple of days with the track line on, and then I thought, right, I'm going to take it off and I'm just going to do it without the race line. That was the word I was looking for, and I think I don't do too bad, if I must be honest. Again, there's room for improvement, so again, once I've got it all set up tomorrow, I can start doing that. I mean, again, I shall stream it all. I'll avoid none of it from anybody. Again, if it helps somebody that's starting out in sim racing or anything, you know, I mean, I must admit I have learnt since owning some of these games where it ain't all just about putting your foot down on the accelerator and thinking you can go around the track as fast as possible. It don't work. Again, it is what it says on the tin, you're racing. So, you know, I have learned to come off the gas, a bit of braking to take the corners. Again, this is where I intend to improve with the race lines, which I struggled with before. Again, always using an Xbox controller. I mean, back in the day I used to use a PlayStation pad to play Gran Turismo, and I was quite good on that. I mean, me and my family, we used to Saturday nights get a few tins in. His other half used to do some food, and we'd have a PlayStation night, and we'd all do one race, you know, and I was kind of better than my cousin at it. He used to get frustrated because you used to have to do, like, I think it was times, and you couldn't proceed any further until you got past that stage, and I was quite good at that. But again, that was back in the day, and that was my first sort of experience with a racing game, was Gran Turismo. I wished I could get that on PC. I would love to play that now and again. But again, with today's games, it's sort of probably going to be outdated now. I mean, what can they bring out any better than going to bring out Project Cars 3? Again, I'm going to be the same tracks. Probably the specs going to look nice. So, you know, it's like anybody that's purchased F1 2018 to the F1 2019, the slightest different. Not much. I mean, the specs of the cars look a bit polished in 2019, but you know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to hard drive space. How much it's going to be. I mean, going to like Wreckfest, when I loaded up my stream yesterday, stream account, and I've seen that update for Wreckfest. I thought, here we go, it's just going to be like a little tweak, 8 gig. You know, if somebody's got a big enough hard drive, it's a lot of money, and you keep updating hard drives and stuff, trying to get your gameplay to be played on. Anyway, if anybody's joining the stream, welcome to my YouTube channel here at Black Country Blitz. I'm Russ, and we're doing a massive job from South America, Brazil, all the way towards Germany. It's a 52-hour job, No accidents, no crashes yet. And the funny thing about tonight's stream, I ain't filled up with petrol yet, only once. So that's due the next petrol station I come to. Gotta have a bit of diesel. Now, I always say this, if you guys and girls out there enjoy the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. Give me our video a like, let me know there's people out there. Again, I do stream at variable times throughout the day and night, so again, if you don't watch this live and direct as it is now, please hit the subscribe button at the top so you don't miss none of the upcoming streams that I do. And you know, got a few reviews to do as well. I might actually do one, compare the Tobii Eye tracking and the Track IR, €4. Now I've purchased them both. Again, I know what the pros and cons are for Tobii Eye tracking. So again, I can't say about the Track IR yet. I mean, everybody, like I say, everybody I've spoken to so far say that Track IR is the better one for them. So yeah, I'll do a pros and cons video with that one. So I've had a little bit of time with the Track IR. Again, for me, even though I ain't used it yet, it's wearing another thing fitted. It's another wire you've got to worry about. That's the only one I can see as a con at the moment.
It's right.
Well, I wouldn't call it a con, but that's, you know, only one of the things that, I mean, again, people do say if you got different size headphones, how it clips on, you know, it's a bit of a struggle, my friend, and a slight bit of struggle to clip his over his big headphones. But again, once you got it fitted, it does stay where it is, and he's like, you know, you forget you're wearing it. Again, being in one seated position, I'm going to benefit for wherever I put my speakers, wherever I put my headphones down, I'll get me some kind of bracket so I can bracket them over the stand. There's plenty. That's what I like about this next level racing. There's all pre-drilled holes. I've only got to buy an L-shaped kind of bracket so I can just clip me headphones over the thing, which will protect my headphones when I get out, and also the Track IR. Again, it has got the two, being the Pro version. It's got the clip on for the hat, and of course I ain't got a spare cap flying about the house, so 15 quid, got the money, I bought the cap as well. Might keep the sun out of my eyes in the game. The glare. Nah, that's only for the laugh, like, you know.
Keep left and then continue straight on.
I might ask CSC software if they've got any caps for sale.
Go straight on.
Or the hours I spend. If they could send me one, and I'll wear their cap with pride playing Euro trucks. So if you're watching this CSC software, how's about a cap, my friends? Bought all your DLCs for both games are ever so good. And it looks like I'm going to be stuck behind this arrow. No, I don't understand this. Would it be that I've got to stop behind this vehicle? Or am I allowed to overtake it? I mean, other vehicles I'm overtaking. I don't understand. Is he just transporting this arrow? Or does that mean I've got to stay behind him? I mean, at the moment, I'm doing no really fast speeds. I mean, just sitting back, chilling out, having a vape, having a waffle with you guys, and enjoying the drive to the destination to go and drop off this trailer of, I think it's like a industrial kind of tractor kind of thing I've got on the back of here on my man truck. So I'll just stay behind that until I can find a petrol station. Sure, there should be coming one up soon. Again, I'm only halfway. IA sort of in the red totally. Again, IA1 for using the emergency diesel. It don't last very long anyway. So if I find a petrol station,
keep left and then continue straight on.
So continue left. So I've got to get over. Ooh, is he going to let me go?
Straight on.
Yep. Again, different countries, different rules. Another one I watched the videos of this week is anything from Squirrel as well. Don't forget that YouTuber. I'd say Squirrel's the granddaddy of all Euro trucks at the moment.
Keep left and then continue straight
He's been
on.
Euro trucking since I think day one. Again,
Go straight on.
enjoyable to watch. Informative as well. I mean, when you look at it, the hours that streamers put into their content, there's a lot of hours. I mean, just by looking at this game, 71 hours I put in just in this one game in a week. I was like, oh god. Now if I got paid per hour, for how many hours I do a day on here, I'd be getting quite rich. Because any spare time I've got, and I think, right, I'm fed up, I know what I can do, I'll close whatever software I'm using, whether it be anything from Adobe. It normally is anything to do with designing, graphics, blah blah
Go
blah.
straight on.
So I'm known as Mr. Adobe. I love my Adobe software. Again, the industry's #1, and it does what it does on the tin once you know how to work it. But sometimes when I've had enough of that, I think, right, that's it, it's time to put my paint and my crayons away, as I call it, as you can only edit photos for so long. Again, my eyes are as good as they used to be, and I get eye strain again. I get eye strain playing video games, and I could have got more petrol from there, but or diesel, never mind. Next one I'll order it from.
Keep left and then continue
But there's
straight on.
nothing better than kicking back, chilling out on this game.
Go straight on.
As I've said, it's one of the most relaxing games ever. It does seem, I know it's silly to say, or sounds silly to say, but it does seem like a game to me. It takes a simulator. I mean, value for money, hours of value for money this has got. Again, not everybody has got the money to go and buy a wheel to play the game, but if you can afford one, again, I'm rocking this on the Logitech G920. It's probably I think there might be lower budget wheels, but again, this is still 200 quid for a setup. The price might dropped a little bit if you shop around, or you can get your hands on a second-hand one if times are hard. I mean, if this to be fair, if this Logitech, they feel like the gears scrunching when I played the racing games, I probably wouldn't have updated to a Fanatec. But the more and more and more and more I've got into playing them, and I can hear them little plastic gears grinding, or you know, sort of going the opposite way to my gameplay, I thought I've got to upgrade. Otherwise, if it breaks, then I've got to go out and go and buy one and be without a wheel for till I can get one here again. I bought this from Amazon, so Amazon as a Prime customer, yeah, and sort of get it the next day sort of item, so it wouldn't have been that long if it had a broke. And of course, if they really help having, I mean, this was funny. I'd had the shifter for less than a month and it broke. Now when I bought all this, I went to Logitech's website and you can register your stuff via the serial numbers on the products, so I did, yeah. Peace of mind, it lets them know, and of course if there is any warranty, it lets them know when you purchased it and how much warranty you've got left. Anyway, so I'd already done that before it broke, and then I contacted them to say, like, you know, I've had this less than a month and the gear shifter's gone and I've got no reverse gear. Now of course in this game you need reverse, don't you? So I'm thinking I'm going to send me a replacement, because after a month you cannot return things back to Amazon. The window for me to return it back to Amazon had gone, being just over a month old. So I'm thinking, well, it's got to be sort of in warranty with Logitech. I'll contact Logitech, so I did. The email I had back from Logitech was absolutely hilarious. We're a big international company and it could take up to 5 weeks before we can send you a replacement. Please contact the seller. So I contacted them and I'm like, well, hold on. Yeah, I'm a big international company, yeah? So Logitech's well known for everything, keyboards, speakers, game consoles, flight consoles, whatever. You could tell me you ain't got a distributor in the UK to send out a replacement shifter quicker than 5 weeks. What a complete and utter joke, yeah? Again, got nothing against anybody from America, but I think I was talking to somebody from America. Anyway, I've been a Prime customer on Amazon for quite a lot of years.
Right.
So I contacted Amazon, I told them the situation, I even sent them a copy of the email I'd had from Logitech, and of course I was going away and they wanted me to send the other one back before they'd send me a replacement. So I told them, look, I bought it, it don't know what it says on the tin, so you know, I'm a Prime customer, you could at least honour the item and send me another one. And to be fair, Amazon did. Within a day I got a brand new one and they says I could do whatever I want with this one. Again, I wasn't too sure whether I could map a key to cover for not having a reverse gear, and luckily the Xbox button on the Logitech G920 did nothing and it glow up, so that's what I did. I mapped it, and of course I thought, well, if it's only the button that's gone, rather than replace it, put the new one on, I'll stick with the old one until it finally gives up the ghost. Again, that prevented me doing any racing games using manual gears, because I thought, well, if I'm slamming that, or not heavy-handedly, but if I'm moving it up and down, it's supposed to be a, you know, one for racing according to their description in the website, but sorry, it just probably wouldn't last as long as it's supposed to be. If I can break the reverse gear just playing Euro trucks and not being heavy-handed in just over a month. What am I going to do? Slamming it or putting it into gears? I mean, I struggle sometimes getting 4th gear. I just straight into 6th. It's or to slips. Not that the cogs have gone or anything, but when I took it apart to see if it was a wire that had come off or anything, it's cheap plastic. That's all this shifter is. And of course, later on, I did find there's a few videos on where people had took the shifter apart to show you the working parts inside, and I thought, well, no wonder it's broke. It's overpriced for what it is. Yeah, you'd think with Logitech they'd put a bit of metal in. Again, there's Thrustmaster, but I think that was £90 for a shifter, and at the time I just paid like 200 quid. I was going to pay another £90 to get a metal construction. Again, taking nothing away from Thrustmaster, them a solid shifter. I've seen quite a lot of people in the last 6 months of, you know, looking for content on the YouTube about different setups. Everybody seems to use one of them, and again, I know I've paid more than £90 for the Fanatec one. But again, that's got two purposes, as you know. It's age pattern and sequential, so it does a bit of both with a slide of a button at the bottom of the base, and it can quickly change over. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, that's something else I've got to learn, especially when it comes to racing games. Rather than using the paddles on the gear stick, I shall try my utmost best and use the actual gear stick to do all the gears and configure them properly. I mean, I do the gears in Euro. I of course see the difference. I think what it is, you just move the gears a lot quicker in racing games than we do in Euro Trucks. It's more chilled out and mellow, where in a racing game, you know, when to change a gear. But again, I'm going to stick with it and do my best and improve on how I do my stuff. Really do need to find a petrol station, because it's getting to that time
and then exit right.
Critical for me. Oh, don't look that far away now,
Right.
because I've just had my little round notification to say your destination ain't too far away, which ain't a bad thing. I think I've still got a fair distance to go. It's a bit little deceiving when you do see the circle. You think, oh, you're at your place, and you ain't actually there. No, I've still got some distance to go. The road's closed off. Well, let's get this round. I've done ever so well tonight on this stream. We've hit nothing, damaged nothing. There's still time. I don't intend to hit anything if I can help it.
Keep left.
Again, the Tobie's done its job, and it's where it will. It'd be nice just to know that the thing's moving with my head rather than the eyes. I mean, it don't respond quick enough sometimes. Don't like it, just getting it right where I know. And the interface is beautiful with the track IR, and it's done before you go into the games itself, so that's a bonus. Anyway, let's try and find a petrol station. I have put my foot down a bit, and that's a lovely sight, seeing the petrol station sign. So is it up here? Again, yeah, petrol's up here.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Go to petrol station, love. My mon truck needs some diesel. See how you going nowhere without it. So I don't know just how far I'm driving out my way to actually get it. It's a one-way road, so I can only go in one way. Now I can't remember driving down here previously. Again, oh, that was for parking, not for petrol, was it? Please say it was diesel as well, not just any parking. I've done this on up 10 times where I've come into an area thinking I'm getting diesel, yeah, and I've done it a bloody yeah. So I've drove around here for that for.
Go straight up.
Or have I? Hold on. Please quote me lucky.
Finding a new route.
And give me a petrol station.
Recomputing.
Man from Del Monte says he wants diesel. No, it's just a parking. What an idiot. Anyway, that's covered a bit more area of the map, and I've just damaged my trailer on the game as well. Hey, what a bonus. I've actually used more diesel messing about coming round here than I intended to do. Never mind, eh? Nothing ever goes right for me at times, no matter what I do. Anyway, a bit more skill coming round these bends. Need all the practice you can get at times. I've noticed there's a lot of stationary vehicles tonight on these roads. Oh, he was going a little bit fast. I've noticed these generated cars just don't pull out until they're 100% sure that the road ahead is clear. I mean, I've just pulled out and gone. I don't understand why they do that. Now, what's these countdown bars for? Is it for petrol station? Because sometimes the petrol stations are hidden sort of away. Now, go down it anyway. I cannot remember driving up this way. I really could. Again, just with the game itself and the DLCs that you purchase as add-ons, you've still got a fair amount of roads to discover with this game. That's the love of it. It just gets a little bit frustrating and a little bit boring when you keep going up and down roads that you previously drove up and down before. That's why I did enjoy adding the extra maps on. You've always got another destination to travel to. But again, I like to do welder truck jobs to keep up the amount of jobs I've travelled doing welder trucks. And of course, when you've got 3 parts of the map that they'll support welder trucks. I mean, I did a few jobs what I assumed was welder trucks. They let me pick the trailer up, that was fine. I'd get to like a ferry point, or I'd get to a certain part in the game, and then welder trucks would say, we call map this, we'll take you back to the last known destination.
Right.
So, you know, you'd probably drive all the way in the game,
right,
only to find you could carry on with the journey. So going back to basic game and just having that, I'll know when I'm over that South American area, it won't even let me select welder truck jobs. But when I come back over to like the Europe side of the map, I can pick all welder truck jobs up. Again, you am restricted to the 56 mile an hour. Again, that was something else with this game I had to find out. If you do take welder truck jobs, that's the only time that you've got a speed limit of 56. Again, as I said, as I found out today, I think they've put the speed limit of 56 on all, everything into Truckers MP. I might do a stream on Truckers MP, just do one job, just to go and have a look and see what the new updates is. Now that is definitely a petrol station this time round, 1.5 metres away. Come on, go see it yet. Sometimes you can clock the petrol station before you see it. I'm behind a diesel container anyway with petrol, so come on, we're on your petrol station. I've already got my lights on. 100 metres, 500 metres away. What views have we got? Little railway underneath. I ain't travelled over many railways at the moment. Now come on, is this petrol station here now? We'll take it, we'll risk it for a biscuit. Hopefully it won't be many detours. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see a petrol sign. Please say that you're taking me to a petrol station and not a parking space for a rest vehicle. I need some diesel and I need it now. Again, definitely can't remember driving up here, so whether they've done any tweaks, but I cannot remember driving up here. Where's the I can see it. Here it is. Stuck out the way. I know it's petrol station. Wicked. Very cool. Oh dear. Right, let's fill her up. No fuel ain't gonna last very long now. I know if I've drove as far as we've drove, okay, we did have 19 hours of water crossing, so that did add to the journey where I had to drive. Let's just pull over a bit so I don't catch nothing. Now I've actually turned, thinking I'd now I've got to do my famous reverse. If it will reverse back. And sometimes a little tight, so you've got to sort of compensate for swinging into these to get out right. Again, like anything, the more you do them, the better you do tend to get with them. Well, I've looked down this road, so I can guarantee something will be trying to pull out on me. It's been a good stream, I've enjoyed this one. Again, it's very often, I don't tend to, the last couple of streams I have been doing long ones due to the fact the game crashing on me, but you know, it's really done well tonight. No stuttering, there's nothing worse than it doing the stutter. Oh dear, again I was doing well. That used to get me. Again. Yeah, and so you just tend not to slow down. I can see him trying to pull out. Again, I know it's just a game, but if it's supposed to mimic real driving, there was nobody there and he just come up really fast, and then rather than slowing down, he decides to hit the trailer again. I don't expect to get excellent on this delivery, so whatever I get, I'll get. Again, as you can see on the screen, I'm opening up all new roads that, again, probably have driven down at some stage in this game, but of course, with losing or deleting my own account like an idiot, I'm really having to do them all again. And I ain't going to stay behind this vehicle, even if I'm supposed to. I do want to get this done. I'm going to put my foot down a bit so I can overset these guys. because I would like a drink. I've lost a bit of time messing about rerouting to get diesel. I'm thirsty, it's getting late. I need my ugly sleep. And if I want to crack on another stream before I call it a night, then I need to get my foot down a bit. Nothing too drastic, nothing too stupid. But you can, when you need to be, give the old juice a little bit of a clean the pipes out on your wagon a bit. You can accelerate. I know we're going to find now bumpy, shiny ass, bumpy roads in this part of the maps now, because to my knowledge they don't exist in CS's own DLCs, only the ones that are modded, which is a bonus. Again, some of these little cities, I have, as you can see, I've got LEDs lighting me up because I'm on camera, but your eyes really do tend to focus in when I'm sitting playing this in the dark. Your eyes concentrate more, and you tend to see these cities a lot better. Of course, I've got that on white rather than having big bulbs on, or as I've got fluorescent tubing in my room, rather than have all them big ones on. Just some cheap, colourful. I'm sure you've probably seen, if you are going to check out it, when I light all my desk up like a disco. And I've also got some rope light. I've got 32 foot, I think it is,
Keep left.
or is it 16 foot of the same kind of LED strip, ready to go for the stand tomorrow. So that'll be all lit up. So again, when I'm on camera, I will have to be having lights on. There'll be enough light to generate the light for me webcam. And again, I shall put one on top of the telly, or I've got a few lighting stands I can fix them on. Either one pointing down and one on the front. Again, because of the track IR, it has to be connected up sort of like you would with a webcam on top of your monitor, or your, in my case, the TV set, so it can pick up the tracking motion of your head. Again, and I thought it was a quite a big unit. It's only tiny, the actual tracking part. It's as big as a webcam. A webcam normal setting is big enough. Get in that fourth gear. Again. And that moon ain't as good as the one that's in natural looks. It's got no detail at all in the moon. Of course, in the man in the moon in his face in that picture. Got some cracking photos of the moon. I set up a camera one night in my garden with over 1,000mm in focal length on an automatic trigger, which has got a timer delay on it. I can't remember the shooting speed, but I can see, I mean, you would get that kind of quality image with a telescope, and some people will use a telescope for magnification and then pop a camera on the end to actually capture the picture. I did it with a 150 to 500 Sigma lens with a 2x converter on, giving me well over 1,000mm in focal length. Again, that's going to be around F9 f-stop, which of course allowing a lot of lighting, so of course you have to up the ISO sensitivity. But again, people don't realise just how bright the moon is. I'll give an example of it. I went to a place called South Stacks, which is in Wales. It's right on the edge of the coast. It's a lighthouse, and we was going to do some night photography, capturing the star trails. You must have seen photos with them. I've got quite a few. I've took myself over the years. But when we got there, the moon was up, and normally it's a really dark area. It should have been pitch black, and I mean when I say pitch black, I mean pitch black. But because the moon was a full moon, it lit up the whole area. Yeah. So basically, you could see the stars at their best, like, due to the moon being up. Now, if the moon hadn't been up that night, it was a clear night, stuck by the sea, it's facing towards Ireland, and it was good because I have got some stars in the image that I took. I mean, I got a lighthouse going round, and of course, because you're on longest exposure, yeah. I was capturing a complete 360 of the lighthouse going round. ISO sensitivity is the lowest possible, so in my case it's 100. And then I did the opposite, where you turn up the eye sensitivity quite high and capture it quick on a slow shutter speed. Again, you do get a bit what they call digital noise, which is grain, but again, once you do a bit of tweaking in Photoshop, you get rid of it, and the quality of that image just blows you away. Absolutely blows you away. So to look up, I know it's only in the game, and see the few stars in this game, it's like, I wish I could texture these pictures and pop in my own, because it would look like the night would be just like little white dots all in the sky. Some of them, I mean, there's photos of what they call the Milky Way, which is galaxies. I've got a cracking photo of the Milky Way, just shot with a Canon 7D Mark II with a Sigma 18 to 55 f2.8 lens. Again, that's loads of lighting, and it does the job. Anyway, I don't know how I'm doing with this job. Of course, I could see me dock before, that's long gone. So I'm just going to do that and bring up how long we got left. Now, why is that displaying? I'm not pressing the right keys here. That's bringing up the map. I always do that wrong key. Right, I've got 10 hours to go now then. That's what I wanted to do. So it's a 53-hour job. Still got 10 hours in gameplay to deliver this. So it's what, probably another 15-20 minutes of streaming. Again, I know a few people have had issues with YouTube today. I've had them myself, where the streams tend to not finish the complete videos. That's annoying YouTube. Again, I did one stream and it just did show the end of the stream. It got 3/4 of the way through and that was it, gone. So where's the end bit? I hadn't paused the settings, I hadn't stopped the encoding to stream, but YouTube decided I will just stop it halfway through. and I was going to delete it, so if anybody does come across that one stream and wonders why it doesn't finish at the end, that was nothing to do with me. That was the way YouTube encoded the video and missed about, I don't know, 20 minutes of the video from finishing. What a disaster. And it was a good stream as well. I'd done a heavy cargo delivery where you actually have to follow the police vehicle. So again, you have to drive sensibly. I hadn't hit nothing. I hadn't, you know, because when you've got them really super big loads on, you have to get your angles right or you get stuck. And of course, you call for a tow truck to come and get you out, or you call teleport. The only way you have to do is cancel the job, and of course then you've missed the doing it. So for them to not encode it, so you see, I think you see a little bit of it, but you don't suddenly take it to the destination at the end. I was really a bit upset. Well, I was more than that, but that's putting it in a way that ain't making me gonna swear. Because I am an angel, honest to God. Ask anybody that knows me in the real world. I'm an angel. I don't swear one bit. Well, maybe on Mondays. Anyway. That's the thing with this game. You block the real world out. I haven't got a clue what time it is in the real world. I wished it would check the time of, but again, it's ain't going to do that because it's revolving quicker. But I wish there was a thing on here that shows the real world in the, you know, the time where it is now, even if it's a separate clock. You know, sometimes I feel my streams can tend to be a bit on the longish side, and I don't intend people to be sitting here hours watching the stream if they're gonna not watch it. You know, I'd rather stream a couple of little ones. So, you know, let us know, guys. Do you want me to carry on doing the bigger streams where they last, you know, an hour plus? Or do a little, I don't know, 30, 40-minute video? Or streaming? I'll leave that up to you guys. You might not even get to this part where I'm waffling on about it now. So
keep right and then turn right.
Anybody does get back to me about this, then I'll know you're watching this to the maximum and you're watching it nearly to the end.
Right.
Oh, turn right it says. Actually, nearly missed the turn in there. Got to get used to this talking and driving long. I should be used to it by now. Been doing it for the last 6 months. How could I keep getting it wrong? But I do. I'm getting a bit cold now with that banner. Come on, you can guarantee when there's nobody about the lights and light. Just in real life, it takes forever and a day to change. This man's a little, I thought he was a bit close to me. Just move over and give us a bit of room.
Keep right and then turn right.
So we're going right again.
Turn right.
It's nice to come through these areas and the lights being more favourable for a change rather than being stuck on red all the while. So very often they am. I can feel the rest not coming on.
Straight on.
Or in my case, it's a nice cup of black coffee. That's my choice of drink nowadays. I'll probably get back over in this lane and they'll say keep left. It normally does, the outside lap lady. I looked of late for any new sat voices. It's a bit slow there, telling me to go straight on. Again, I have got my eyes fixed on that sat nav and still got it running. Come to the side of me, no. I just love the immersion that this gives you. You're changing the gears and you can feel the engine underneath it. So God knows what it's like for Boston Media, who's got the V3 seat for the next level racing. I would love to experience it before I purchased it, but again, that guy is a little bit too far. He's in Australia. And he's me on the other side of the world. That's the great thing about YouTube, and you speak to somebody on the other side of the world that shares the same passion, got the same kind of setup. Again, I ain't got a butt kicker. Reason I day buy one of them was having a noble chair. The shaft on the noble chairs are thin, and the plastic covering that goes over, which was like on the wheels go out, you couldn't fit one on it. And to be fair, for over £500 PC chair, I do fancy rattling the hell out of it and rattling the screws. So, I mean, the cushion, that would do no damage to the chair. And to be fair, I must agree with the guy that reviewed the cushion that I see. You don't even feel any discomfort. I thought you might feel a little bit discomfort sitting on something that's got 4 things poking through. Again, don't even realise them there until they start vibrating. Again, I couldn't go back to not playing these games now without the cushion. If this cushion was to break tomorrow, I would have to be back on the web, and I would have to definitely go and purchase another one from America. I really, really would. I can't praise these up enough. Again, everybody's got a con or something that 100% perfect. It's nothing to do with the item. The software support is out of this world. I'm updating the SRS shaker kit plugin that comes with it from Sim Racing Studio. Every time Summit else, it also does all their products. They do sell like the little fans that speed up with to mimic wind. It does the D-motion platforms as well that they sell from their site or advertise. So the plugin does quite a lot of things. The only drawback is when you order the added bonus or the added on fees from the couriers. Again, they don't state that you're going to get stung for extra money. That's the only gripe I've got. If they stated, oh, by the way, you're going to say, for my case, say pay £200-300 for an item, think you're paying for shipping, and then get another bill from the people that deliver it, then you're be on your guard, and you can prepare yourself for thinking, well, I've got to pay a little bit more Now, this is what I thought might have happened with Fanatec, yeah? I thought I'm going to be paying because it goes on how much weight. Now, I don't know how much the Fanatec gear, the 6 boxes, again, the wheelbase is quite heavy, it is small, it's metal. I thought, am I buying or am I paying enough package fees, you know, and handling? Am I going to get stung for any more from ups? Now, I've never used FedEx before. That's where the shaker, SRS shaker kit comes from, or the courier is FedEx. I've never used them before, and if I do see anything else with FedEx, I'll probably keep it away, because I think that's a con. If you pay on their websites who purchase that you're paying for, whatever you pay on that site, it should be what you pay on that site, yeah?
Goes straight up.
No added extras. Or, again, at least they should tell you that you've got a possibility of being charged a little bit more. But Fanatec gave me 2 options. I could have had one a bit delivered a bit quicker. Now, to be fair, again, Germany ain't that far away. It's only across the channel. Well, of course, you've got to go to Germany, France. I suppose it would get Dover, London, and then here. But what I can see from the tracking information, it left Fanatec, it went to Ups in Germany, from there across the channel to England, and then to a place called Tamworth, where their distribution centre is, and then it was delivered to me this morning, and that's including a bank holiday here in the UK. So when did I order this? I think it was I'm 100% sure, I don't know if it's Sunday night. So Sunday, Monday would be the bank holiday, Tuesday, and I had it yesterday. It's now probably gone into Thursday here in the UK. So that I've had going. Now Sunday night I had an email saying your Fanatec gear is on its way to you. I was like, whoa. So of course they probably travel all night Monday and through Germany and
keep right,
all their
and
end.
then exit right.
Of course, I don't know if it was Dover it got delivered to or somewhere like that
Right.
in this country. But 3 days, again, I've ordered stuff from Hong Kong. I bought 2 cameras from Hong Kong from a company called Digital Rev. If anybody does photography or is into photography and is watching this channel, I cannot highly recommend Digital Rev. Now, if I've got to purchase the same items here in the UK, they are ridiculous. Now, camera gear is very similar to this sim racing stuff. It's very, very pricey. You can pay up to, I don't know, 3 to 4 grand for lenses.
Goes straight up.
That air camera, that's just for a lens. Now I own a couple of lenses that are a couple of grand a piece. And good thing about lenses, if you look after them, they hold the price. Camera bodies though, because again, a camera's only got so much life. Every time you click the camera, you're taking a life from the mechanism that makes the camera work. Again, they can be repaired, or you know, the shutter can be redone. Again, that's more money. Again, when it comes to that, is it better off to buy a new camera body or to have the shutter mechanism repaired and have a new one fitted? Again, I took enough pictures, and I have took a lot of pictures over the last 10 years, but I've never had a shutter fail on me, or I've never had to replace one yet. Canon. I'm a Canon shooter, so Canon have got a lot of you can take a lot of stills with one before you do need to have them redone. So I wouldn't know how much it would cost to have it done, but when it comes to lenses, they keep the price as I said. But this country, in England, by that how that VAT man has his cut, and of course I know they've got to make money, but how Digital Rev can sell the same kind of lens for quite a lot of distance. And again, this is the love for Digital Rev, is whatever that price is on their website, that is all you pay. You don't get no handling fees all the way from Hong Kong. You do not get one, and if you do get stung by any tax or extra payments, you just email them, and the same day, if not in an hour, your email's replied and your money's put back into whichever way you've purchased the item. So of course majority of us use PayPal or Visa cards to purchase things. Your money's put back instantly to cover packaging. I cannot fault it. I mean, I bought 3 camera bodies off them now. First found them on eBay, of all places. Again, I would rather shop using Amazon. At least you've got that protection. I know you've got it with eBay, but I feel Amazon is a lot better when it comes to protecting us buyers from dodgy sellers. Again, I have had a few dodgy in Amazon, but Amazon have always been spot on with me when it comes to replacing faulty things, where eBay, them ain't as good. So for me, eBay is just the last resort if I can't find the same product or what a thing I can't find on Amazon. 9 times out of 10, Amazon covered it. Again, you might pay a little tiny bit different from eBay, but at least, I mean, some of these sellers, they'll say them from the UK, and they ain't. The stuff's coming from China, you're waiting weeks. Again, there's no guarantee whether you're going to get it. You've given them the money. At least on Amazon, if these sellers are from a foreign country, they're going to give you a date, just like how I brought that handbrake. I know it ain't coming till the end of September, but at least I know. Yeah, I know I'll get it. If I don't, I know Amazon will credit me back with the money. Of course, I might have had the money then to buy a Fanatec one and buy what I should have done in the first place, if I'd have had the extra money. Because it was either get a Fanatec handbrake and not buy the F1 eSports wheel. So I chose to take the other option and buy the eSports F1 wheel. At least I can sit in comfort and play in the F1 games. That's why they buy. Not again, what's 150 quid, but I think the F1 sports wheel is just over 100 odd quid. So a wheel's better for me for playing rather than a handbrake. I'm only going to use in certain games or get into F1 with a round wheel. So that's the reason why I've got now handbrake by Fanatec. And again, I'm 100% sure, again, with them not speaking in English and it's just showing videos of how they connect it, it looked like you've got to take things apart to connect up the V3 pedals to the handbrake, and I don't really want to be messing and poking and pushing wires in, not with my big fingers. I've struggled in the past doing PC adjustments with big hands. You know, it's alright if you're nimble finger, you know, you can get in with small fingers. When you've got sausage hands, as I call them, fiddly little things like that tend to be a bit of a struggle. and that's where you tend to break things, which I don't intend doing. I thought the handbrake could just connect to the back of the power pack, like it would with the Logitech, but obviously no, I don't know. Again, I do like the facility, which I know until today, that they've got some little vibrating motors on the accelerator, I think it is, and the brake pedal, which is an added feature, so you got a bit of motion
Keep
vibration,
left and then continue straight on.
so that's going to be something else that is a good thing. I never realised they'd got it. I'm risking it a little bit here, so I'm looking forward to having that vibration sensation in my feet. Again, to be fair, when I've got the Logitech force feedback settings up a little bit high, and it does rattle this GT Amiga Apex standard bit, and I can feel it in the pedals, not to the extreme probably where I'm going to feel with the Fanatec tomorrow, but I can feel it, you know, slight little vibration. I mean, the first couple of days of playing with the Logitech and having the force feeder back up a little bit high because it's all new to you, yeah, I was like that after I was coming off it. I could feel like a tingling sensation. I mean, again, I don't know if that's doing your body any good by sending vibrations through you. But ever so weird when I got into bed the end of the night. Just felt like a tingling sensation all through my fingers. I couldn't sleep right away. It was a weird sensation. But of course now I've realised that you don't have to have the force feedback on rattling your consoles or your wheel decks. So I turn it down. I can just feel it, but nothing that it's going to annoy me. Again, you know, the motions last very long if you're really shaking them to the point where it's vibrating maximum. Again, it's just turned to night. Right, so I've got just over 3 hours to deliver this in game time, like, you know, not in the real world. Let's just do let's see if I can overtake this wagon, make up a bit of time. I don't think I'm still 100% sure whether speeding up makes this deliver any faster, because I've never done a time job where you need to deliver it fast. I've never found one in all the time I've been playing this and that over the last 6 months. Well, it's longer than 6 months now. It's from December last year to where we am now. I've never found a time job. Ooh, that was a bit close then. I nearly lost it. The stream would have gone Pete tongue right at the end. So I'm going to slow down. I mean, I'm still doing it over the 50 mile an hour. So like I say, it's getting on here in the UK. Real time. It must be well over 12 o'clock by now. Because I've been playing games earlier on. I had a shower, had a drink, and then come on to stream. I started streaming and then couldn't get into the game I was playing. I was playing Dirt Rally 2.0 and I just couldn't get into it, so I stopped the stream, deleted it. I thought, I know what it is. It's that time where I'll go and play Euro, where I can just chill out and relax. So it was getting on then, and you can always tell when it's getting on late because you can't hear nothing. I can't hear nobody talking in my house or any other noise, i.e. TV or anything. So I think the rent's gone to bed. Come on. Now I can't remember where the destination of this is heading. I think it's just outside of Germany. I know we've gone past Germany. Frankfurt. Brennan, I think it was called. Again, I must have drove down here because they are really revealing grey areas. So down here where we're heading for. Budapest. That's the only one I can read out of them on the big signs above me head. I mean, thinking to myself, is it going to make this game really stand out when I've got a big massive TV? I mean, my friend's got Roxy's on a 50-inch television and he says it does really, it's a game changer having a big screen. And looking at the videos what I've already seen with the GT Next Level Racing stands, is the TV stand pulls in, so the TV stand and the actual console bit, the stand bit fits inside the TV stand, so you can pull the TV stand up real close, so it's going to be sort of in me face kind of thing, which I like to be closer to a screen, especially when you're wearing glasses. Everything's going to be like whoa. And I was reading something on a channel, or what should I say, I was watching something about getting the depth of field right, or the field of view, that's the word, getting your field of view from calculating the size of your monitor or your screen, or in my case the TV, and then the distance from you to the actual TV or monitor, and then setting that in the games, especially when it comes to racing. This guy changed his field of view and it was helping him getting faster race, times. So again, all that's got to be done tomorrow. If I have to put, because we'll be moving the TV stand, if I have to put a little bit of a marker, I got wooden floor or laminated floor, so I put a little bit of a marker and put right, that is where I've got a certain amount of depth of field of view, get it right.
Keep right.
I can put the stand back in that position again if I do have to move either the console or the actual base itself and the TV stand. I can put it back in the same position and have the field of view exactly the same, but I keep measuring and getting it right. Really missed that then. That's been nearly the end of the stream, folks, here on this Wednesday going into Thursday morning, which it is probably Thursday morning now here in the UK. Probably a very early Thursday morning. Let's see, come on. They do sit there for quite a long time. It's a good job the traffic does finally quieten down so they can pull out. Not me, I'll keep edging out like you would in the real world. Now what gets me is they just stop to try and let you pass. Very kindly, thank you very much. Sometimes you just go carry on to go and start moving away, and then they start coming at you again. Like, am you going to let me pass and just stay there? Don't try and crash into me and cause me damage when you've tried to drive so well without crashing into anything. Oh dear. you go. So I got that 1 hour 45 minutes, which don't take very long. Again, I've got open motorway,
Go straight on.
so I'm going to put my foot down a little bit. I know I'm kosher on these. Again, if it was congested with a few more cars, I would be driving a little bit slower. But there's nothing in my way. There's no really sharp turny bends. Okay, this is a bit of a one. I'll just ease my foot off the gas and do a F1 as I'll call it and coast around the corners. Again, I'm starting to pick up a bit more traffic up front, so of course that is going to slow me down in a minute, because I'm more than likely going to be catching them up with doing 62 in a 50 zone. But it has helped putting these traffic mods in. It does vary, of course. Early morning, more vehicles on the road. Late at night, less cars, more wagons. In the day, it's a mixture of both. Again, day always the one style. I mean, I could put Jazzy Cats, I think it is there, or the vehicles on as well. But again, it's loading up everything with what I don't really want to put on my system, if it makes sense. I like to keep my C drive as less cluttered as possible for the programs that I need to put on. I mean, I need to go and move. I ain't going to throw them away or delete them. I've got plenty of room to throw them on an external hard drive, but I've got nearly, I don't know, it's got to be 15 gig just the plugins or mods for this that I ain't even using or even use. I mean, yeah, I might even delete them, because I ain't gonna, if I could run them on a PC that's got better spec than the one I'm intending to use tomorrow, then they ain't worth me keeping. So I've got to just go through them, keep the ones which I need. So sadly, because pro mods and natural looks are causing me grief, I'm sorry guys, they gotta go. I mean, they do look great when they're working well, and when they ain't, it's a no-no. Anyway, we're finally there. It's been a 52-hour trip. Again, it probably ain't going to be that long, because I have put my foot down at times to try and get to the destination and not sit here 3 or 4 hours streaming one video. Again, if anybody has written any comments or likes or anything, I am not ignoring you folks. It's just I just trying to save on a bit of electric, what with all we're running already. If I can get away with not running the second monitor, again, all donations to the channel do help. It helps keep the channel going, keep me streaming. So I do appreciate the donations people do make. Thank you very much. You know, if you want to donate, my link is at the bottom of the description. And I'm saying, you know, I know times are hard. It just keeps me ticking over to keep the channel up and running. Of course, if there's a bit extra, it goes straight back into the channel anyway.
Exit. Right.
Also, if anybody ever wants anything reviewed, any products they want to get out, then, you know, feel free to drop me a message. I don't bite. I did see something about Fanatec reviewing their products on their site. I might sign up for that. I've got the time. I would give an honest account
Turn right.
of any products You know, there's nothing worse than reviewing a product and making people think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Try and be as honest as possible. Sometimes my honesty gets me disliked because I'm too honest. I don't like to bullshit people. There's no other way of putting it. If a thing don't do what it says on the tin, then I'm going to tell them people that make it, hey, it's a little bit false advertisement to stay doing what you're stating it does. But again, if that helps them to then correct their ways and put the things right in the first place, what they should have done, and it helps us people that spend our hard-earned cash, then so be. That's what I would do. I am going to pronounce it, says it, whatever.
Right.
We're in there. That's where we are.
Right.
And I do believe with me and I, once I get round this right turn of these traffic lights, again, for people that have got Tobii Eye tracking boards and have got to the end of this video, I will show you what my tracking settings are. They ain't changed much from the other day when I made that little video just showing you about what's going on, but I will try and show you. Now I won't park this because that's going to take up a good 3 or 4 minutes, and it's one of them dodgy trailers as I call them, with a sort of rung axle on. I probably won't get a perfect excellent. Now I don't think I would. I've made a few crashes, so that's good enough for me. Anyway, drive, I just need a picture for the start of the stream, so that's what I shall do once I've got rid of that bar. So I'll go and activate that. My Black Man truck with me England on. Let's do a bit of advertising, I'll do me. Right then, let's go into my Tobii Eye tracking settings. Again, I wished, again, I keep saying it, again it won't matter after tomorrow, but it's for other people that have got these Tobii Eye tracking boards. If that could be, get rid of that, or make it transparent so we could see the truck. So imagine a picture of the truck, and as we're moving the sliders, it would interact with that. There would be no complaints then. You could complain about anything else about Europe, but you can with this Tobii Eye tracking. This is where it gets me. You've got to come out of this, into this, and then you're struggling to know what your settings. Again, none of these markers. That could be 0, that could be 100. You know, you've got to think halfway. You need to be precise. At least with Tobii Eye tracking's own game hub, there is numbers. As you move the slider, the number changes with how you move the sliders. Yeah, it's roughly the same. But as you can see here, I've lowered the head tracking response down, and I've given more for the eyes. Yeah, because again, it's a better to move your eyes. Again, if you ain't moving your eyes too much, then you can lower that. Again, everybody drives differently, but if you do tend to do a bit of thingy, you don't want your head moving that much and your eyes, because you'll be over there. Yeah, so if you just sit like that and you just want to glance, your camera will go whichever way your eyes are going. So I always have the gaze response a little bit higher than the head, because it's a head tracking bar that's just added in certain games. I've took these both off, enabling that. Of course, when I vape, it makes me come forward and then it jumps and it seems to flicker. That's only when I vape. So I did a stream with it the other night and it was driving me mad, so I've come in and disabled it again. That does give you a bit more feeling when it makes you go back and forth with the way the physics bump you about. It's great if you're obstructing the sensors at the front, but if you tends to do, again, hats off to CS for adding this roll facility. It does give you a little bit more thingy in the game. Multi-field view is when you're looking out the window, you can turn, and as you turn you look out your passenger window. It's great for doing the reversing. If you otherwise you've got to come to the number 2 on your keyboard, press that, then start messing about with the mouse. You can just sit under that, move your head and you out the window, and of course you can see where you're going. The more you do that, the more you're going to look out the window, and you get, you know, and it's sort of going to be a little bit quicker, yeah. The next one is that pitch multiple. Your pitch is up and down. If you don't want to be bobbing down and looking at no feet, then you know roughly where that is. Gaze angle, that's where you go all over the cab and round the back and that. And then the more you put with that one and that one, you're seeing everything. But you're driving, you're supposed to be looking ahead, not what's behind you on the back of that the cabin light. You know, I've got that keep trucking or keep calm or wherever. Again, you need to go into the settings with. This is where I wish going to Tobii now would get rid of all these graphs. Fast, slow, smooth, faster, you know. Get rid of the graphs. It's outdated. It's more like bloody Photoshops with curves, you know. But what this sort of, how I can see this is, that's starting point, that's your ending point. So how you do that, it'll start rapid. If that was pushed over here, I ain't going to change it. But if that was at the start, it starts sort of instantly. There is a bit of a gap before I move my head or my eyes. So if I don't move my eyes right away, the further I push that over here, that ain't going to start picking up my eye tracking movement, yeah? Until it reaches a certain point, and then it'll snap and go. Great for keeping you central and in the middle. Same kind of thing with the head tracking. Now I've put sort of an S curve, so it starts off, levels out, and then sort of speeds up. I think, again, I'm assuming very much stuff to read. There is the site, but it's still a little bit hard to understand. Head tracking size, no idea, without pulling it up on the website. And of course, that is another feature. You don't want, people have asked me, how can I stop the pause feature coming on? The simple is, when you get to a certain point, I think when you actually go off the tracking of your screen or monitor or TV that you're using this bar with, gets to the point, it stops tracking you, it'll pause the game. That's the reason why. Just come in and just press disable, and that stops that happening. So if you go past the point, it will pause the game on you. Yeah, a lot of found that thinking, something's wrong, it stopped working, it's only paused it, disable that and everything's fine. Anyway folks, thanks for joining me here at Black Country Blitz. It's great as always to do a stream, but it's that time, as we always say, shut up a bit.